Hello and welcome to day 60 in this quest for a 2000 rating on chess.com. Alright, let's find an opponent and begin. Looks like we have the black pieces. Okay, so they play d4. We respond with knight to f6 here. So now, I'm trying to decide what would be best to play here. I'll go ahead and play like this. Okay, so they're going to play something a little different here. Maybe a London, no, well, interesting play here. Okay, well, we might as well take control of the center and play that move to kind of block them, block the scope of their bishop. All right, so now what should we do here? Oh, they're going to push forward like that probably. So, would it be too risky to jump up here? Well, no, I can capture here, I guess. We might as well go ahead and castle, see what they do. All right, so they castle. What next? What next? Well, we'll just go there. That way we can attack their knight if it jumps forward. Okay. Well, just play that to keep their knight out of the position. Okay. We'll go ahead and capture. All right, capture. Now we can attack their rook. So that will help us out a little bit. See where the rook goes. Would the rook think about swinging over here, adding pressure to this pawn? I mean, I guess if that happens, I can just push forward here. All right, so what now? What now? What should they do? Okay, a retreat. All right, so now we can pin. Well, we could pin their knight here. And if we do that, he could just attack us. Then what do we do? If we jump up here, I don't know about this. Let's see. All right, well, we should probably develop this rook. So we'll just go ahead and do that. All right, so now we have a queen attacking. Should we move this way and just go after that queen? That's a possibility. Oh, the knight's threatening to jump down in there. So that could be trouble. All right, we'll just go after the queen. See what they do next. All right, so we have a retreat there. Okay, well now we could just attack the queen again. But then what? We'll just go ahead and do that. We'll attack that queen again. And then we could possibly, I don't know, maybe push this pawn forward and bring our bishop down here to help protect our king, but I don't know, that might weaken us a little bit. All right. Well, do we drop back with our... What did the queen go there for? If we drop back to here with our knight, this knight could jump over here and just attack us. All right, let's think here. Let's think. What should we try to do? Just develop our other rook and line it up on his queen. That's a possibility. We'll just go ahead and do that, I guess. Just line up. All right, so now they want to try that. I could just pick off this pawn, I guess. So should I pick off the pawn? We'll just pick off the pawn. All right, now do I pick off another one? What the heck? All right, we'll just keep picking off material. Okay. What now? What now? I guess I could... Well, we have to watch out here. So, okay, we got plenty of time. I guess I should slow down a little bit. I've actually been playing faster in this. So, what can we target? Do we go after this pawn? Maybe block it? We can't do that, so I was thinking move queen to a3, then reposition our bishop here. Probably should just go here. Maybe that would be best. Just retreat our queen back to here. All right. Okay, so we have this attack. Now, maybe we just try and trade his bishop off. Ooh, I don't know if I like that though, because if we go here, he could just take, then our knight takes, and then he has a discovered attack. All right, so if we go here, that could be an issue. Because if he captures there, another discovered attack. All right, I'm going to just retreat all the way back like that. and just see what he decides to do here. And then we can jump our, well, I don't know, this knight's doing a good job here of covering things. All right, well, let's see what they do next. We just have to not make any crazy mistakes. We're ahead in material here. You know, maybe I should have moved up here first. Okay, now what did that move do? Now I guess I could attack his knight. Do I attack his knight? All right. Attack the knight is a possibility. All right. Okay, now I'm burning time. So, do I move forward, attack this knight? And then he could just jump here. So, well, wait a minute. If I go here, the knight tries to jump here. We can capture. All right, we'll just go ahead and capture, or not capture, but we'll attack. Because if he jumps here, maybe he'll forget about our bishop being here. And we can pick him off. All right. Well, now what do we want to do? Pin that knight. Or, well, we might as well just attack the queen now. Yeah, we might as well just do that. We'll attack the queen. All right. Then, all right, should we jump? Well, he's attacking this pawn, so what do we have? What do we have on him? Well, might as well attack his queen again. All right, we attack the queen again. And then what? All right, so what is he going to do? He's probably wanting to avoid trades, yes, because he's behind in material. But now we can jump forward and attack his queen again. So let's go ahead and do that with this move. And then we're attacking his bishop as well. All right. Okay, so now we should just go ahead and capture. So we'll go ahead and do that. Just trade off material. Okay, so then probably should leave that knight there, and maybe we pin his knight. Well, I don't know, we could get rid of his bishop pair, which seems pretty good. But then he's going to have an attack on us. All right, we'll just go ahead and do that. All right, so now we're under attack here. What do we do? What do we do? Anything crazy? Do we want to swing over here and attack the rook? That really doesn't do much. We're under attack, so we have to do something. Do we just retreat back to here? Or do we pin? I guess we could pin the knight. Well, I don't know. If I go here, maybe I'll do that first and just protect. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Slow down his pieces here. Although this kind of blocks my bishop out a little bit. Okay, so we have that going. All right. Well, I guess I should just protect. You know, don't want to go there yet. Do I just go here and protect? He could jump in there and attack me. Do I just go here? I'll go ahead and just do that. You know, he'll probably want to jump his knight in here. You know, maybe he'll try and move his pawn. Well, he can't move this pawn forward yet, so I guess that's good. All right, do we just push forward there? Probably. We'll just do that. Okay, we'll go ahead and take that. Just double his pawns. And, oh, well, I forgot about that rook. So we didn't double his pawns. But we get rid of some more material here. Okay. So now, do we attack his rook? Or do we swing up here? That's probably what we should do. Just swing up to here. Oh, this could be dangerous though, because if he pushes this pawn forward, well, I guess we can attack his rook. We could move here and attack his rook. Like that. All right, so now what do? We don't want to go here. Or do we? It's kind of limiting the scope of our... All right, we'll just go back down that way. All right. Okay, so let's look at the time. We got 6 minutes to his almost 14 minutes. So we have to keep an eye on the time. He's bringing his king up into the action. So what now? What now? Do I just push forward here? Maybe I go here. I don't know. There could be a threat here, like a little tactical threat, where he captures this pawn, or if he tries to get his rook down in here. All right. All right. Do we push forward here? That is the question. Then he could go there. All right, we're going to go ahead and do it. That was a mistake. Well, maybe not. No, I can capture with the pawn, I guess, but it does break my pawns apart. Well, I should capture there. All right, I don't know. Maybe I misplayed this a little bit. I'm still ahead by 2 pawns, but I don't know. Now he could try and go here. Okay, so what next? We should just push forward. Just go ahead and push forward. Yeah, I guess we should just do that. Start pushing our passed pawn. Okay, okay. Now what? Do we go after this? We go this way. If we do that, hold on. If we go there and he captures his bishop can attack both of us. All right. Well, what do we try next? What do we try next? Do we just move forward here? We got to be careful. Or do we just push this forward? Push forward. All right, anyway, we're running out of time, so we'll just push that pawn. But now they can just fork 2 pawns here. Oof, that was close. He could have tried to fork both of those. What do we do now? Do we just guard that? Do we just guard that by jumping up here? Or do we jump up here and guard it? All right, we'll just try that, I guess. Okay, now do we pick that off? With that. Oh crap, did we mess up? Did we make a blunder here? Did we make a blunder? Oh crap, I might have messed up. Come on. Did I fall to an easy tactic? If he goes there. If I go there and block, does that work? Like that. All right, well, we probably got to move up here now. That could have been a close one. I better keep an eye on the time too. Okay. Oh man, am I in trouble anyway? Man, what the heck? All right. This is just getting ridiculous here. Getting ridiculous. Definitely need to start marching this pawn forward. Ah, man, I messed up this game, I guess. I had an advantage and just let it fall apart. Okay, well, what should I try next here? Oh, I can pick that off. That helped. That definitely helped. That definitely made a difference. All right. Yeah, now we're winning. Whew. Man. Okay, well, we'll just march this pawn forward. Actually, we have plenty of time for that. Let's move our king up here. Then we can move our... Now, actually, let's go here. Start marching that pawn. All right. Well, now we might as well just go after that bishop. Now I guess he's just trying to hope I run out of time, but I just have too much material here. Okay, well, we'll just pick that off. Then promote our queen. Okay, make sure I don't stalemate him. All right, so they resigned. Man, they had some chances there. Maybe I overestimated their chances. So let's take a look at the game review and see, what we could have done better here. Oh, man, I don't know. That game, I just got an advantage, and that just proves that you have to be careful when you have an advantage, that you don't let it slip away, because then you get overconfident that you're ahead. So see here, I was ahead by like 2.5. Here, over 3 pawns worth of material, or the equivalent of that, almost 3.78. And then I slowly let the advantage slip away here. And it was even. At one point, the game was a draw until they made that mistake of losing their rook. All right, well, let's do this game review. It said that free piece won you a hard-fought game. So they had a blunder, which I guess was that rook blunder. And then, man, I had 8 inaccuracies versus their 5. 4 mistakes they had to my 2, and we both had a miss. So 78.3 to 84.9. Okay. What did we end up playing here? It was kind of a King's Indian defense set up. And then, I don't know, it went into a little, I don't know, kind of an opening I wasn't as familiar with. All right, so I go ahead here by a pawn. So now black is ahead. They attack, but it lets me get another pawn. So we'll have to take a look at this stuff in the analysis. All right, so this retreat was a mistake. Best would have been what? to go here. I was worried about this move because I thought, that he might have an option of pushing this pawn and trying to trap me, but I don't know. I guess that was maybe I was imagining things, because the bishop can still try and escape back up this way. I was worried about just running out of moves. What if they went here and then up here? I guess I could still go that way and try and swing around, but all right, so that was the best move that I missed. So then, man, I let them turn the game around on me. Okay, so this was a mistake. Better would have been what? Would have been better to go there. But then the game would be a draw. He could bring his other, he would capture here and, get ready to bring his rook down and just start chasing me all around. I guess as long as my bishop is here to keep his bishop from checking me. All right, so it says this is a great move. There's only one move and you found it, but it's still a draw here. Okay, and then of course that move, I guess, was a blunder. Let's see. Yeah, so that was the blunder, just giving up the rook. So we captured. Then after that, the game was pretty much done. So it looks like they played at a 1700 level and I played at 1900. It says you had a pretty competitive game there. You played the opening well, but your opponent was on another level. Both of you navigated the middle game well. Yeah, I wasn't as familiar with that opening, so we'll have to take a look at that and see what was going on. All right, let's do a little bit of computer analysis here. All right, so d4, knight to f6. They play knight to f3, kind of waiting to see what black does. So we played g6, getting ready to develop our bishop to g7 and get ready to castle. And now they just play this move, kind of waiting to see what we do, fortifying. Because my bishop is going to develop here, this kind of blocks the path of the bishop, fortifies the d pawn. So we just continue developing, and now they do the same here. So we go here, but it looks like it prefers just an immediate castling. It says that is a little bit better. All right, so they go here, and we just move up, doing the same thing that white did, fortifying our central pawn, blocking the scope of their bishop. So they just continue developing their other knight, which now that this pawn is here, both of our knights will have to develop here to d7, where they back up the other knight. So I castle, they castle, and now the knight is developed. They move here, getting ready to push their e-pawn. So I go here to prevent a future pin of my knight, maybe to the queen if I have to move my e-pawn. But it looks like it would have been better to go here, according to the computer. But I don't know. Then I have to worry about the bishop possibly coming down through here. Computer prefers a4. Okay, so we capture in the center, they capture. Now our best move is to recapture. And it looks like, they have to capture with the rook. And here I wasn't sure the best way to continue. Should I develop my knight and attack? Which is what I ended up doing. says e5 would have been better. So if e5 is played, that looks like it just gives up a... Oh, there's a little tactic. So we could take a look at that. I played knight to f6, and that's not even in the top 3 according to the computer. So if we played that, they can't capture, or can they capture? Let's see. It says the best move is to retreat the rook back to e1. Or what if they capture with the knight? It looks like capturing does not work. Oh, because the queen is unprotected. Okay. But what if they capture this way? Then we should capture with our knight. Like this. Now, queen to e2, because their queen's under attack. If they capture our knight, or excuse me, if their queen captures our queen, first we can capture with a check up here to save our knight, and then we can capture with our queen. So queen to e2 is best, and then we go ahead and just capture. Bishop captures, and then it looks like bishop to f5, chasing the rook away is the best move. And black would be slightly ahead after this move, it looks like. And they should try, oh, they recommend rook to e7. And I don't know if I like that move so much, because we could try and block them. Oh, but then they would go after this pawn. Okay. So they can play rook to e7. Or retreat rook to e3, but that would block their bishop in. So rook to e7. Then we move our rook here and attack, and we'd end up trading some pieces off. Okay. Well, in the game, we attack. It says an immediate e5 would have been better, so let's see. Well, when we just looked at that. All right. So in the game, knight to f6, rook to e1 or e2 or even e3, a rook retreat. So they went all the way back. Computer says that is best. And then, should we have pinned the... It says bishop to f5 is best. Or a5. What did we play? Rook to e8. Queen jumps down here, lining up on our king, threatening to attack that pawn, so we block. And if they capture our queen, we just capture towards the center with this pawn, and we open up this file for our rook. Although they could just play here and block that, I guess. All right, so the queen retreats. He doesn't want to trade off queens. So now we have, what? Bishop to f5. Once again, it wants that bishop attack on the queen. And that's what we ended up doing. So the queen has to move again. Queen to e2 is what's recommended. But they go here to d1. All right, queen to d1. And now, what can we do here? Excuse me. Rook at a to d8. So we line up on their queen here, preventing them from trying to push this pawn in the future, or at least slowing that idea down. All right, so a developing move. Bishop to e3, the computer says a mistake. Better would have been a4, because they just give us a pawn. So it looks like a4 would have been best here. And in response to that, we should play what? e4. That's a surprising one. a5 is also recommended. Maybe I would think about playing that to slow down, his progression of this pawn. He can push forward even more and attack my queen. But the computer says bishop to e4. What is he thinking with that move? Because if I play that, now we're going to have a5 attacking our queen. Queen to b5 is best. But then, they could, well, I doubt they would do that move with the bishop attacking our queen. Now recommended is just that. So then what do? Ignore it and play that move. Crazy stuff here. Yeah, I don't know if I would want to let that pawn, jump way down into the position here. That pawn is influencing the queen side quite a bit here. All right. I mean, at least now this pawn is so far forward that the rook is stuck with guard duty on that pawn. What do they recommend here? Queen to a4, trying to trade off queens now, which is recommended. If they move their queen to a4, we capture. The rook captures, and then rook to c8 to guard this pawn. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Back to the game. We had bishop to e3. This is a mistake. How do we take advantage of it? Well, we capture this pawn. So we go ahead and pick off the pawn. Now we're ahead in material. It looks like queen to b3 is what the computer recommends, to guard this other pawn. But they ignore that, attacking. Another mistake. So you have to watch out. When you make one mistake, you should stop and really focus on what to do next, because sometimes you're likely to make a second mistake after your first one. So they attack, and now we pick that off, which is the best move. And in the game, I thought they were going to play this move, bishop to d2, and attack my queen. And then it looks like, queen to d3 is best, lining up on the queen, and then you can retreat back to here. Okay, in the game they keep attacking with the rook, attacking my queen further. The best move is queen to a3. I think I briefly looked at that, but decided against it. But looks like that would have been the best move. Instead, I went here to a5. They play, looks like rook to b2 would have been best. But now they attack my bishop. And that's an inaccuracy. So rook to b2 would have been better. So now I retreat back, and it says it would have been better to move. I thought about going there, so let's take a look at that. Going here, bishop to g4, but then they could block with different ideas. I mean, I guess they could block with their bishop, which is what the computer recommends, or even moving the queen and giving up the bishop pair. That's crazy. Queen to e1. Oh, and then our queen would be under attack. Okay, and we'd have to capture. So they wouldn't give up the rook for the bishop, because our queen would be under attack here. All right, and the other option is knight to f3, just moving the knight back here. That way they wouldn't have to give up their bishop. But bishop to f3 is what they recommend. And then now it just recommends moving forward here and attacking the knight. Well, now it changed. They changed their mind. Bishop back to c8. Okay, let's look at what happened in the game. I just retreat back. Now the queen moves up here, but it looks like it would have been better to just immediately jump your knight back up here. So the queen, why did the queen go there? I guess maybe with this thought. Knight captures, I capture, queen captures, and then, you know, the threat of capturing this pawn, you know, with a threat of a checkmate here. So I guess that is what the computer was what my opponent was looking at. So here, knight to d5. Is that what it recommends? Knight to d5. It says that's the best move for black. Knight to d5. I didn't even think about that move. What did I play? g5, just attacking the knight. But that, or queen to h5, jumping over here. Let's look at this knight to d5 move. Knight to d5. Bishop to d2, attacking my queen. Queen to b6, attacking this unprotected pawn. Knight to f3, protecting the pawn. Bishop up to g4. H3, well, now it doesn't want h3. Rook at e to e1, dropping back, breaking that pin on the knight. And it recommends we just go ahead and capture. Get that knight out of there. Oh, and then we get this. So, rook to b1. Oh, they can attack with rook to b1. Queen should capture the center pawn. Bishop captures. And now that would give us time to go here and protect. And we're just ahead there. So that was an interesting little sideline. But instead I played g5. So we're still ahead here pretty good. So they retreat, which is the best move. And now bishop to f5 is what we should have played. But instead we attack their queen. And now it's saying the queen should have moved over here. All right, well, queen moves here to attack. Man, it recommends knight to d5 immediately there. But we just play here once again, attacking the queen, which is an inaccuracy. So let's look at this knight to d5 move. Knight to d5, man. I mean, it looks like the queen could just pick this off. Is there a reason why you would not do that? Bishop to f1 is the best move. So if the queen were to grab that, now they recommend us going here. And if the queen picked this off, ooh, well, then we can attack there. You know, if we move our rook over here or move this rook over, then what does it recommend? Rook to c5. Oh, counterattacking my queen. Well, that's interesting. All right, let me go back one. So after that they recommend Rook to c5, just an immediate attack on our queen. Yeah, that would have been better. Okay. In the game, I just block his queen's attack on my pawn. He moves over here, which is an inaccuracy. Queen to a3 would have been better. So now we're able to attack, fork the bishop and the queen. We have the queen jumping up here, but queen retreating would have been better because now we're ahead in material and we can just trade off the queen. So, they recommend neither of those moves, just e6 here. Queen takes c5 is the second best move. That's what we played. And now rook captures, knight captures e3. They do not recommend that. I guess because this is a good knight on an outpost here, and this is a bad bishop blocked by its own pawn. And when I go ahead and capture this, it just pulls this pawn into the center. So looks like g4, attacking the knight, would have been better. g4. e6 is still recommended, or rook to d7. So, I guess we could take a look at this g4 move since it's most recommended. Now they say to go here, bishop to h7. Bishop captures, rook captures, but this just trades off some material and we have our bishop pair. And now f3. Well, now they're saying that you should capture the rook over here. Okay, so now recommended is what? Oh, this crazy maneuver. Okay, so they have to capture. If we go back, see, now we can capture the pawn. If they capture us, we capture here with a fork and then pick off the rook. So they don't want to do that. So they're pretty much forced to capture here. So get rid of that move, delete. So they have to capture with their rook here. And then, we just capture. Now we've just gotten rid of more material. They recommend h3. h3, and then we would just capture that, and then the king comes up. But, I don't know. Here we're ahead by 2 pawns. They could try and swing their rook over here, maybe. Try and put some pressure here. Yeah, that's a possibility. But I don't know, we could just move this pawn and protect with the rook, move this one up here. The knight is kind of trapped. We're just ahead at this point. Okay, back to the game. We captured to trade off more material. Still says this is a good move and we're ahead by about 3.5 pawns worth of material. They capture towards the center. Now they have 2 strong, not really, they have 2 pawns that can be strong in the center here. So we play e6, but we should have attacked the rook to try and trade off material. All right. They attack this weak pawn. And now, actually they recommended moving over here. So g4. They recommend us counterattacking on their knight. Or rook to e7. We played, rook to b8, and it does not like that move. Which, that puts our rook into a passive position playing defense. So, bringing the rooks up here would have been better, protecting from the side instead of just backing the rook up here behind this pawn where it's not doing much at all. Okay. I guess we'll look at this G4 move. Then they recommend knight to E5. Here, rook to E7. Not giving up our bishop pair. And rook to A5. Going after this. And now they recommend us attacking the knight. So the knight will jump over to here. We play bishop to D3. Oh, that's an interesting move. Go there. We could swing down. Well, let's see what they recommend. C5. Rook to C5. Oh, man. I don't know if I like that move. Rook to C5. We could just push forward here and attack the rook. But that's what it recommends. Rook to C5. Now, bishop to G6. I mean, why wouldn't we just play this move? Oh, because then the rook can just pick this pawn off. All right, so retreating back is the best move. A4. Trying to break these pawns apart. And then rook at E to D7. Just doubling up rooks here. Now they recommend rook to F2. All right, well, before I go back into, too deep into that, rook to B8. So this is an inaccuracy because we put this rook in a passive position behind this pawn. I was thinking at some point I want to push this pawn forward, but it made this rook too passive. So now my opponent plays this move, attacking this pawn, and A6 is the best move. So here the knight jumps in, and it looks like rook at E to D8 is the best move here, putting the rook on the half open file. Second best is capturing, which is what we did. Well, we should have kept our bishop pair. So now they capture, and let's see, bishop to D3. I mean, we could have just left this bishop here, I guess. It says the best move now, is B6? Just giving up this? Well, that's pretty crazy. I guess they want us to activate this rook by giving up this pawn and trying to get this rook into the game. But bishop to D3, it looks like that's the second best move. And black is still ahead at this point, but it's not a winning advantage yet. Well, I don't know. It's close, I would think. All right, so H4 is what they played. Recommended is bishop to what? Rook. Rook to C5, just moving the rook over to here. Because that rook is really limited on where it can go. So they play that move, trying to break things up here. So it looks like the best thing to do is capture there. So that's pretty interesting. I should have just captured. Well, now they're saying this is a better move. So rook to C5. Now we should capture, but we don't. A retreat, and that was a mistake. So let's look at what they recommend. G takes H4. G takes H4. And now bishop to B5. Oh, wait. Now they changed their mind. King to F7. Moving the king up towards the center. And now A4. F5, blocking the scope of the rook, discouraging this pawn from moving forward. And now rook to d2, attacking our bishop. And interestingly enough, they recommend this move. But then they would capture, we would capture, and a5. What? Oh, it's white's turn to move. But they recommend a5, kind of blocking our pawns. But then that would give time to go. I don't know. Would you want to go here? I mean, what if they did that? Now it recommends rook to g8, check. King to h2. Rook, to g4. That's an interesting way to defend that. Rook to h5. Now, would you want to stay there? Instead of moving your rook over here? Well, you would threaten this. Okay, anyway, I have to watch out. This video will drag on for 2 hours if I dig too deep into all these different variations. So in the game, we retreat back, and that was a mistake. It kind of, I don't know, it just puts our bishop in a more defensive or passive position instead of being out here in the center. They capture, we capture, and now king jumps up to f2, trying to get that king activated. Now, this move it doesn't like here. d5, an inaccuracy, or e5 is an inaccuracy. So what should we have done? King to f8. Well, that's interesting. What are they? King to f7, they're saying, which makes more sense. The only bad thing about this move is that you're on a light square. So let's take a look at it. Well, not if, if this pawn is here, it blocks the bishop in the future on this diagonal. So what now? e4. They recommend just start moving these pawns forward. Rook at e to c8. I guess that protects this so you can push forward. And now king up to e3. King over to e7, getting off of the light square. Rook to c1. Rook to c1. King moving over here to d7. It's kind of an interesting king run across the board. And then rook to f1, targeting this unprotected pawn. So we have rook to f8. Rook over to h1 now, threatening to come in here and cause problems. And, they recommend just moving over here. Okay. Rook to h6. Rook to g8 to defend. All right, anyway, you get the idea. So let's finish this out. In the game, after king to f2, we push our pawn forward with e5, which was an inaccuracy. So that leads to a push here, which is the best move. Instead of capturing, pushing forward. Okay, and then here the best thing to do is to just bring our rook over. Which is what I should have played there. But I captured, which was not good. I should have just defended with the rook instead. So let's take a look at that. If I defend, then they should go rook to b6 to stop this b pawn from moving. Now they're saying a4 would have been better. And then here we just attack this pawn. And so they should capture. We capture. Rook here captures. Oh, now they're targeting this and this. Rook to d2 check. So we go after this. King up to g1. Now rook to d1 check. Huh. I would think we would pick this off. But I don't know, now the game is a lot closer. Oh, we still have that attack there. Okay. So we have to worry about this. So either rook to d1 check or we just capture here. And they recommend rook to d1 check. King back to f2. Rook at b to d8. Man, that's pretty crazy. You know, or rook to d2 check again. Or we just capture here. All right, enough of that. So in the game, d5, we capture. They capture with the bishop. Now they're lining up here on this b7 pawn with a rook and a bishop. And we're under check. So we go ahead and block, which is best. They retreat, and they should have captured there. Okay. That's interesting. Let's take a look at that. Bishop takes b7 would have been better, but now this bishop is pinned. So rook to e7, putting the pressure on. Rook, oh, it allows this. Rook to c8 though. Rook to c8. Then we capture. Then bishop captures. And rook to what? Rook to a7 to defend. a3. a5. So we get on opposite colored squares of the bishops, so the bishops can't target our pawns. And now g4. That way the bishop can move back here and be protected. So king moves up, bishop to b7. That's interesting. But now it's saying we should have just moved there. And then if we go here, rook to b6, king up to e7, bishop to e4. And anyway, you get the picture here. So bishop retreats back to e4, and that's an inaccuracy. So what do we need to do to take advantage of that? Move rook to e7 to help protect this. And we didn't do that. I mean, what was I thinking? Rook to e7. I think I need some work on my rook play. I push forward like this. And that's an inaccuracy. Better would have been rook to e7. So I guess we can take a look at rook to e7. Then they recommend g4, bishop to e6, targeting this. King moves up to f3. Now rook to c8. capture, bishop captures, bishop to d5 check, king moves up, rook to c2 targeting us, and then oh man, we go there, and they recommend capturing is best. So we capture, capture, check, king moves up, they pick this off, and I don't know, now the game is pretty close here, probably drawish, maybe. Rook to c6. We activate our rook, and then they get behind the passed pawn. Then f5, trying to get our king into the action. a4, f takes g4. Oh, and then if the king takes, we can check and pick this pawn off. So they recommend e4. And now we have oh man, king up to h5 protecting. Although they're saying, you know, they're offering this move instead. Rook to h7 check, king back to g6, rook to e7, oh man, yeah, this is tough. Look at this craziness. We could check and then pick this off. They also recommend just capturing here. All right, well, that's a long, crazy rook endgame. So let's see what happened in the game. I let my opponent get down on the 7th rank with one of his rooks. And so then I start pushing, but it looked like it would have been better to push this pawn up, I guess, to keep the king out of the action. Oh man. So we play that. They move in here behind, attacking this, which is an inaccuracy. G4 would have been better. So now, if I play G4, that's the best move. Instead, we go here. This allows, well, they should have played rook to c2. Rook to c2 would have kept the game even. This is a mistake. So what should I have done here? f5. They're saying f5 is the best move here. Man. f5. Rook to h1. Getting ready to cause problems. Rook at e to d8. You know, I guess if they go here, yeah, that doesn't work because what do we have? What? It's recommending, okay, a check. King to g1. Rook at b to d8. Guarding both pawns this way. Now they don't like this. They want us to check there. Okay, anyway, I thought they had more. So after this move, we pick that pawn off. Then they go here. It's saying f5. What did we play? We retreat back, and that's a mistake, and now the game is even again. So, what should we have done? f5. They still want that move, f5. But we have a lot of options here. It looks like we could have just played... Well, now they're saying bishop to f7 is the third best move. But anyway, I won't get into all that. They're saying f5 is a little bit better. Let's take a look at it. Now they're... Or that was g4. Sorry, f5. So it says g4 is the best option here. Man, I don't know. That's hard to see why. Okay, anyway, in the game, we block. Says that's a mistake, that rook to h7 works here. Oh, they captured over there, and that's a miss. So they should have just immediately gone here. And then, what do we play? f5 once again, or bishop to e6. I don't know. It looks so dangerous. If I play bishop to e6, I guess my bishop helps hold things together so they can't keep checking me into a draw. The best move is what? Bishop to g6 here. And then rook at e to d8. Rook at h to g7. King moving over here. And now check. King to g8. Rook at h to g7. Or this one moves over. King has to go to f8. Oh, and we're able to block if he comes down to h8 over here. We can block with our bishop. But man, this is difficult stuff to see here. Now they recommend we just go all the way back out here. What are the other options? Guess that's it. They could move here, and we just go back and forth, and it would be a draw, you know, unless they give up ground. Okay, they captured here. Our best move is rook to f8, but instead we go here, allowing them to check. So I have to watch out. I'm really overlooking rook moves in a lot of my games. So rook to h7. What did it say was best here? Rook to f8 would have been a better move. Rook to f8. Man, I don't know about that. Rook to f8. Well then, what if they check us? If they check us, you know, with that, and we go up here, then what? Then they just retreat back. Oh, and that gives us time to move our rook over here to h8 if we want to. All right, so in the game, I move up there. They attack. What do I do? What do I do? I go there. Says that's a great move. Man, it looks like that was the move I had to make. If I go here, it would not be good. White would have been ahead, because if I go here to f8, they can pick this off and pin this bishop to my king. It would just not be good. All right, so I had to go here. Now they pick that off, and that's a mistake. Rook to a7 would have been better. So rook to a7. And then, oh, I probably would have played rook to f8 then. And maybe that's a mistake. It says I have to play f5 or bishop to e6. I mean, if I would have done that in the game, that would have been an inaccuracy. They could have played, ooh, bishop to g6. Oh man. And then I can't do as much about that. I have to go bishop to b3. They could capture, rook on h takes, like that. I take. They capture. I go king to f8. And then we have bishop to g6, cutting off this passed pawn. And I don't know, white has the advantage here. So anyway, in the game, after they go there, oh, is that what I played in the game? Oh man, yeah, that was an inaccuracy. So now rook at h to h6 is best, or even capturing. All right, maybe they had a pawn slip here when they moved this rook. How much time? They have plenty of time, so I don't know what happened there when they brought their rook up to h5 in the game. So they should have played here, and then we just start marching our pawn. They would play rook to f5, going after our pawns. And then bishop to e8. Oh, I see. Oh man, it is not looking good here. Bishop to e8. Rook to h8 check. Is that really what they want to do? Rook to h8 check. Oh, then they pick this one off. Okay. Or rook takes f8 immediately. Or they could even go here. Chase me over this way. Anyway, the best move, it looks like, is that, putting my king in the corner. Then they pick me off this way. King up to g7. Rook to f5, attacking both pawns. Rook to b5, attacking the bishop. Bishop to b1. And they could go after this as well, but it looks like that's the best move. Rook to b5, protecting this. Capture with check. King up to f6. Rook to g8, attacking our bishop, but then now we can just play that. Rook to h8. Although now they want this move. b2, b2. And we just start pushing forward. They push that pawn. Then they recommend that. Because now if the bishop captures, you push your pawn and promote, and they have to sacrifice their bishop. And then we have, rook to f8. Pinning your bishop. Rook to b7. Why would you... Oh, okay. Well, and now they could pick this off. But they recommend king to g3. All right, if you go there... Oh, yeah, they can still just push forward. Okay. So king up to g3. King to e5 to block his king. Rook to a8, trying to come over and help guard this. Rook to b3. Anyway, we get into a long line here, so I'm just going to finish out the rest of this. They made a blunder giving up their rook, so after this, why did they exchange further there? That made no sense. But, I mean, I guess they were forced to anyway, so capture with check. Now maybe he's just going to go for a draw, but we just have too much material here, and this pawn is being pushed forward. Now we're, controlling this diagonal. So he goes after the pawn. We just keep pushing forward. Tries to stop the pawn, so we just attack. And then, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's not much he can do. If he goes up here, we just jump up there. So we go there, and the game's pretty much over now. So they resigned right there, and the game may have continued with that move. Then we just trap them. We go here, and it's checkmate. All right, well, I better end the video there. Please like and subscribe for those of you that haven't. And if you enjoyed this game, please leave comments, suggestions, any requests that you would like to see in future chess videos. So thank you for watching, and have a super chess day.